finding the survivors of the Bleeding Hollow clan and gaining the dragon Deathwing as an ally has strengthened your position in Azeroth. Your success has not gone unnoticed by Ner'zhul. He rewards your victories by assigning you a dangerous mission. Gorefiend has sensed a focus of arcane energies within a castle that has been raised upon the foundations of Stormwind Keep. Ner'zhul believes that this can only be the fabled Book of Medivh. Only a fool would leave such power unguarded, so your assault upon this new Stormwind castle will be a bloody one.
Welcome back to WarCraft II Remastered, and welcome to the next scenario for the Horde. This time we are in New Stormwind. In WarCraft I, old Stormwind was burned down, and they have rebuilt it since, or at least have built a fortress on the ruins of old Stormwind, and we're gonna burn it down again because Gorefiend here sensed that the Book of Medivh is probably held there. And Ner'zhul needs that to open more rifts and whatnot. We want to keep Gorefiend in the back here. The reason being that on this map, not only we're playing against the humans, of course, or the Alliance, so they will have paladins eventually, but they actually start with a church, so they're gonna have those paladins fairly early on. And I think even with Gorefiend's boosted hit points, does he have boosted hit points? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, they can still kill him quite easily. In fact, I'm not sure Exorcism actually takes hit points into account and doesn't just murder any undead in one shot, which is really only skeletons and death knights, but still. In any case, there's a bunch of trolls here. That's good because they will send griffins after us here. I have to see. I get some towers going here as well, but the trolls should help for the time being. There's in fact a Dalaran sub-base that's in the, or side base, that's in the southwest that is completely encased by mountains. So you can't reach it by land unless you blow up said mountains with suicide goblins. And they can still reach you because they've got griffins. Of course, I can also train dragons to avoid that. But yeah, Book of Medivh, that's of course from Medivh. He's the super fireball wizard from the original game who summoned way more demons than I thought when I replayed that particular scenario. But overall, yeah, this scenario is probably one of the hardest in the campaign. Not because it's in any way like impossible, but because you get quite a lot of stuff thrown at you, including mages that at one point will learn Blizzard and will ruin your day because Blizzard can destroy any base defense in like one go. Here we go. Let's see that you here don't have troll generation yet, but let's see. Oh, this is actually quite a lot of stuff. That's not so cool. Maybe I should have gotten in the ogres there, but they run away because they can't target. Yeah, units. Yet another one of these guys. Oh, it's two of them. Yeah, they send quite a lot of stuff. This is like more units than the base campaign would throw at you in like an entire scenario, but whatever. There's these three paths here to our base or starting location. They mostly come through the middle, but those griffins actually come from a number of directions. They don't just fly to your base in a straight line. The aerial AI is actually quite a bit better than that, which it can be annoying at times, but of course also it's a little bit better than coming via one predictable path literally all the time, which means it's not great ultimately, considering that the AI in this game here is ultimately it's kind of weak in some regards, but it can also do stuff like naval landings, including, and once they are not fully scripted like in the original Red Alert, so that's actually kind of neat. Now Gorefiend is still useful against early griffins, but I didn't use him like that because I'm too paranoid. Because if you lose him, then you lose the entire scenario. So don't lose your golden death knight here. You're gonna regret it. And yeah, otherwise the only objective is to kill everything, which is actually kind of funny because it says destroy everything. Usually it says something like eliminate the forces of the Alliance or so, but here it just says kill everything. Not literally, but you know what I mean. So some more lumber guys going here. Yeah, at least you start with a decent amount of resources. There's also a bunch of mines on the map. I think, well, it might just be two or so. Maybe just one. But you can take over the mine from the Griffin base, which is a very deep mine. It gets a troll upgrade here. And what else did I want to say? Yes. Otherwise, pretty straightforward. The base is kind of nasty because it has a whole bunch of towers. It has mainly arrow towers actually, which is a bit better for your land units, but makes the Dragon Assault not that viable. Dragon Assault is viable for the Griffin base, however. So there's that. Get the Ogre Mount here for the next upgrade here. Because we're gonna need that at one point. And yeah. Here's more Griffins. Yeah, trolls will help you out for a while, but you're gonna need towers at one point, or at least, or like a truly astonishing number of trolls. The troll generation is probably also something you should go for, because that's like the only way you can heal anything that isn't a Death Knight. And also it's passive, so that's always good, because I like passive abilities, because I can't be bothered to actually use like all the things a game offers me as a player option. Yeah, this is just a peon protection tower. Yeah, troll generation here. Still quite helpful because trolls can almost always regenerate fully between attacks. Sure, another pig farm here. It's probably going to be necessary sooner or later anyway, because yeah, we're already three peons away from that. So a new troll here, always good. Yep, not good for that, but that's fine. And here is the next Griffin. Also annoying when a Griffin attacks, all your peons kind of scatter, like the ones doing the north right now, which is, on the one hand is good, because it means they don't just stand there and get slaughtered, but on the other hand it also means you need to like rearrange them afterwards. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. Anyway, trolls are regenerating, not particularly fast, but at least it's happening at all. Range upgrade here is good, but I can't afford that right now, and maybe would also be good to focus on economic upgrades here first, because then I get more gold in the long run. Yeah, at least the game gives you most of the... Oh, that's a lot of swordsmen here. Could have moved that one troll, but never mind. Yes, the game gives you access to most of the tech tree here. In fact, I'm not sure we missed anything from the tech tree now that we have the dragons. Maybe some spells, but I think otherwise we basically have everything. Yeah, another lumber mill here would be good too. Maybe a little bit to the side, so can serve all the trees here. Then again, the griffins can also come from that direction, so your workers are never truly safe unless you have a real wall of towers there, but yeah, this will do for the time being. Installing stalagmites now. And sure, more pig farms here. Gonna need those sooner or later. Now the towers are not attacking. The tower is easier to repair directly. It does cost you research, of course, but at least you can do it immediately, so that's good. And yeah, more lumber working as well. And Era is chopping lumber. Yeah, lumber is especially important in the beginning because you need all those structures. Later on, gold's definitely more important. And there's some units that do cost lumber, like the ogres cost I think 100 lumber, like the paladins. But you generally have like a bit of a surplus, or at least I have, because I don't divert all the lumber workers immediately. And of course now it's coming from that direction, so that's always cool. Are you in tower range there? No, you're not. But it's fine. There we go, another griffin exploded. As they should. the Dalaran. I think this is Dalaran. It's not Kultiras, I think. Dalaran, they're also a little bit difficult to spot because they're green, so they blend into the map. And they're not in the viewport but on the mini-map, and they're also easily confused with your own color, especially if you're maybe colorblind. I'm not sure about that because I'm not colorblind myself. So, but maybe that might be an issue for certain people. I think it's also why a lot of games give the option to have like non-faction colors on the radar. So instead of having like purple, orange, and red or whatever, they just tell you, oh, all enemies are red, you are blue, all allies are green or whatever. And of course, if you're nice, you also have that in like yellow or purple, because then if someone has trouble distinguishing green and red, then they will have an easier time there as well. Which I don't think is super difficult to do, but it's always kind of nice to do that. So that makes the game more accessible to everyone. That's always nice. I think, yeah, I'm gonna kill that tower. Oh well. It was the elf all along. At least still not a wizard, so that's... or mage. Yep, I should probably actually upgrade those towers. That would be very useful. That's why I built them in the first place. I really wish the armor upgrades would apply to... oh, no, not enough trees. Would apply to trolls, would be really nice. I want things to be like in the original WarCraft, where you just build one unit and that's it. And the unit's either archer slash or spear guys, or just a warlock or a conjurer, so you can just summon elementals and demons, the best units in the game. And they also don't cost anything. After you train the conjurer or warlock, of course. Yep, goblin is always good to have, to blow up those mountains, also to get a scout. I think we'll go with dragons here. The dragon's kind of neat because the dragon is a structure and also a creature, I guess. I mean, it is basically just a creature based on lore, but it's actually just a building based on game mechanics, but still kind of neat. Here we go. The dragons are actually not evil, like lore-wise, because they got enslaved and everything. But in this game, you guys just look at them; they're clearly evil. But that's most of the Horde. They got like redeemed later on. And I think the trolls, they're not really evil; they're more like neutral. And the ogres, other ogres just bad. I have no idea. But anyway, everybody kind of got redeemed, because then you have like the Burning Legion and like other demons and some sort of like world-ending void gods that are actually the real bad guys. But I don't know, it's too StarCraft for me. That is quite a few units actually come after me. So the tower needs to be fixed, but that's fine. And more dragons. And those dragons are kind of expensive. They cost 2,500 units here of gold, which possibly makes them the most expensive. It doesn't make them the most expensive unit, I guess. Depends on how you value lumber or gold, but they're definitely not cheap. And they're so frustrating to use. They're so slow. Those takes forever until they react to anything. And they're also prone to doing friendly fire if you have too many of them in a group. Like, if you compare them to the, let's say, build another dragon roost there, let's say to the undead dragons in WarCraft 3, they're a lot easier to use, a lot less frustrating. There's also not the delay to everything. Whoa, that's a deep mine they have there, which I might be able to claim at one point. Let's see about that. So, more dragons. Yes, they're upcoming. And there we go, a couple of these. I might need like 8 or so. The good thing about that base is that they have a few towers and some elves. But elves, you will need a group of them to be countering griffins or dragons. And the towers are static. They might... I don't think they actually rebuilt them. I don't recall the AI ever rebuilding towers. They will rebuild the rest of their base. The base is generally functional. But I don't recall them rebuilding towers specifically. In any case, yet more dragons here, please. Thank you very much. You can also use goblins, but you need like a bunch of goblins. The goblins are also pretty expensive. Not as expensive as dragons, but still. And the ground assault is going to be much more of a pain also because that area is actually the area that blue comes through. Even though that might also be once you settle down there, that might happen. But you know what? Whatever. Couple more towers here.
Work complete. Sun's up.
Here come a lot of knights. Ulster knights or the paladins. Doesn't matter too much. Actually they're not, they would just be healing one another if they were. Yeah, time for some more upgrades here. Fortunately dragons can't be upgraded at all. They have like no upgrades whatsoever. Bit unfortunate, but they could use a speed upgrade or like a maneuverability upgrade really. There's another griffin hanging out there I think. Or is it... We'll see. No, it's actually Ballista. That's why you're not coming any closer. Oh, you are definitely dead. Or are you? No, you come back. And then you get yourself killed. As I predicted. Do that a pointless death. Think, yeah, you take out that griffin there, and then it will be time to eliminate that griffin support base, which by the way does not stop all the griffins, because the other base can also build griffins. They don't start with the griffin every area, so it's going to take them a bit longer, whereas the southwestern base actually starts with 2, but still. Oh, there we go, paladins are here. So no more Death Knight usage, which I didn't reuse a guy anyway, so that doesn't really matter all that much, does it? And sure, always good to have some ogres on standby here. And sure, another tower here, why not? 9 dragons here, that sounds pretty good. Some swordsmen here, it's not super important. Here we have a tower. And elves are falling already. I think they might have another tower or two, but it's nothing major, I believe. No paladins because these guys don't build a church. Or at least I've never seen them building a church. So you go off the tower, you go off the griffin. And that base is also going to give you a nice amount of resources. And there we go, no more gold there. So taking over this area here is the sound thing to do right now. It's a bit annoying to defend, but to be honest, everything about this mission here is a little bit annoying. But it's also a way better challenge than most missions in the base game. Yeah, and the dragons are attacking one another. But yeah, the town hall here doesn't have priority. Priority is what the griffin area you have, because I don't want any more of those griffins here, at least not in this color here. Still gonna be blue griffins, so you fly down there. Yeah, look at the delay on that, it's always so much, it's so frustrating. Ballistas here, you go as well. Go, Knight here has been toasted. Ballistas are here as well. Yeah, I think the land assault here is really a lot more annoying, even though, to be fair, these dragons are kinda expensive, so I also could have built a pretty decent land army for that. And one advantage is also about that is also that you can attack the base over the mountains, so all the land units they have a harder time reaching you. And they can reach you with catapults, but of course, if those catapults can reach you, you can also reach them. So So that sword cuts both ways. Or that catapult bludgeons both ways. Here we go. You get me some more housing there. And there's one more griffin here. But still have a couple around because they attack from various angles, so they oftentimes won't be just between your base and that base, but that's fine. These guys here will be at the ready to take this area over. A bunch of... and yeah, got some suicide goblins here. I could sworn I already trained the second one, but evidently that didn't happen. So let's repair that. Paladins and whatnot, not so hot on that. But that's all cool. There's still some houses, but those don't really matter because... yeah, I can't do anything with them. So you can always punch them later, which I do need to do because it does say destroy everything. Goblins are like bouncing around here. As they should. Also, mountains always have to be on rough terrain, like ice or mud, so you can never really close that gap properly with buildings. That might need another goblin or two. And here's the sheep spell, which is annoying, but whatever. Now this guy here. There we go. Oh, well, you died. It's fine, it's just sheep. You fix me that tower, and everything's gonna be just fine. And there we go, blue griffins. So eliminate the lilac griffins, but the griffin menace remains. I think there's sent fewer griffins, and it won't be as frequent here. Also, paladins can't heal themselves, so at least there's only one. He can only heal his friends. Yep, still not through here. That's fine. However, next goblin team's almost ready. Another ballista here, great. And the ballista, don't think he even fired. It just kinda died. You probably shouldn't stand that close to the side where I'm going to blow up the mountains again. That's fine. Boom, there we go. Nice big cap, which probably bigger than it needs to be. Oh, and I made a mistake here because now I don't have enough resources for a town hall. Should have saved up a little bit here and not gone for the upgrades because that is how expensive. Yeah, no, don't have enough of that. Yes, of course not. So that's fine. These guys here can gather resources from that mine here and just carry it back home for the time being. So hope not too many enemies show up here. We'll see. Oh, and there are griffins as well. That is not so cool. Please don't chase these guys here all the way. Yeah, so dragons are going off this griffin here. Let's go 2 barrages and it's down. There we go. 1 dragon down. That happens. This is still going to take a moment. Now we're good to go. Some dragons there as security force. And plenty of guys howling gold here. As they should be. I'm slightly worried about the next human attack here, but let's see about that. And send the trolls over here. As an anti-air defense as well. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, this is not ideal. These paladins, the trolls are really no match for these guys, especially not with healing. Oh well, you do your best, please, and then I'll get destroyed. And yeah, here comes the blizzard spell. God, that coward mage just bailed after doing that. Yeah, this could have gone slightly better. The ballistas are here as well, naturally. Yeah, really should have transferred some ogres over there. It would have changed quite a bit. Quite a bit in this battle here, but whatever. There's more workers on the way, and those ballistas apparently are happy to ignore them.
Master? Okay.
Okay, ogre time.
Yes, Master.
It's gonna be fine. Plenty of resources in that mine. I can bounce back from this.
Okay. Ready to work.
And you're ready to work, that's great, because all your friends just died.
Master, alright. Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
And you can punch down farmhouses here. Get that tower there back, because I want to make sure that whatever griffins come to this base here will still be deterred effectively. Because that's still my main base and has all production facilities and upgrade structures, so there's that. Also a nice surplus of lumber. I'll probably still have to get some more lumber at one point, but at least for the time being should be fine, yeah. Oh, lots of stuff coming at my base there. But we've got a decent amount of resources there, so... Or do we? Maybe not? Yep. And some more death over there. But it's fine. Ooh, that I was trying to reach that Zeppelin, of course, and failed to do so because there's no way you can do that unless you get maybe some upgrades, which is gonna happen. These guys here will upgrade all their units to their fullest extent at one point and punch some more farms here, please.
Work complete. Ready to work. Alright, okay. Work complete.
Oh, well, I guess that wasn't such a good idea. Should have built those towers further in the south, but oh well. You, I can at least take you here down. There we go. Okay. More towers here, as before. They still generally work quite well. Just need a little bit more there. Okay. Oh, these guys just have the fireball spell and whatnot. And also, they also have an actual ground attack. They choose to use it, which is a bit unfortunate because most of the time they just run away. Same for the Death Knights. Dragon on Griffin battle here. Dragon is weaker, but the Griffin also being pierced by these towers here. And yeah, you need more upgrades here. That's fine. There we go, all cool. Or is everything cool here? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, the cannon tower not so accurate, but that's fine. Come on, one more cannonball here. Just one more. There we go. Thank you very much. Okay. I think those towers will be a bit more useful. Hey, ballista here. At least that can be attacked by the dragons while it comes around here. And choose not to attack over the mountains. Even though it could do that. That's an interesting choice, but sure. What's this guy here doing? Dying. Well, sure, that's cool with me. Arrow tower here against air units, and because the fire is a bit faster. And the barracks here would probably be nice to have as well. And then more guys on destroying our city where? I guess that tower got attacked at one point, yeah, whatever. Ensure some more lumber here. We're down to 7,000. And there's all that sheep that results from transformed units here. Yeah, that's actually quite a decent spell because it just basically outright removes a unit. Get another Zeppelin here. Does cost a lot of, in the way of mana. I think costs almost everything. Does cost like 250 or like 200. Like, definitely can't cast it twice. And more workers here. But that is a deep, deep mine. That has almost 90,000 units of gold left, and that is like half an hour into this scenario here, which most of the time means that your first mine, even if it's like 70,000, would be empty. Altar of Storms, yeah, sure, why not? There we go. Those guys here, you can only heal so much. Healing's still annoying, and they can only heal one another, so once one is left, the knight or the paladin can't heal himself, which isn't relevant here anyway because those guys were out of mana. Lots of units on the map here as well, just kind of hanging out. At least these ballistas here make... Oh no, that ballista actually decided it's time to attack and not just to hang around. Okay, that's interesting. But sure. There's a bridge here, not a real bridge of course, you only will find those in the previous game. Those guys don't have air cover. Yeah, but I'm not sure I'm gonna bother taking them out that way. You fix everything please and rebuild that tower as well. And the Griffin here, but we've got tower support. There's a big lake here in the middle. And yeah. Then there's in the northwest, which I haven't explored yet. That's where New Stormwind is, that's the blue base. That's basically it. Otherwise the map's actually pretty straightforward, not particularly complex, but still pretty neat. It's actually a personal favorite of mine. Also we can't burning down Stormwind just after they rebuilt it and we burned it down again just a few years later, so a bit sad, but what can you do? You can see lots of towers here. There's a church here, very well guarded, and let's see how much gold... Nope, well, I guess let's go to castle here. Can't see how much gold they have left because the Zeppelin got blown up, but that's fine. Can get another one of those. Bloodlust, sure, let's just do it. It's not that relevant, but sure. These guys are not getting particularly far here, which is good. But these defenses are actually working out a little bit better than the ones at my main base because those units are really not great at going around these mountains. And yeah. You know what? No, there's elves. That's not so cool. Especially the mages. I'm not sure what they want to do. Maybe they want to cast Blizzard on the workers or so, but they really have trouble just casting their spell from like a long range. Oh, well, that worker died, but that's fine. Just one elf. There we go.
work. Dabu. Loptar. Zunzun. Zunzun.
Okay, some more farms here. 62 pops pretty good. I might not need more than that, especially now that I lost a bunch of units, like all the trolls and half my workers. So I have some free pop slots, but still. Get that pork going. Pork markets wanted. So how much do they have left? Actually only 83,000. It's not that much. So I think it's actually viable to wait until they run out of resources. I might want to do like an assault or two to clear out their base, but I think it's actually going to be a valid strategy to wait until they run out, which on a lot of maps I don't like to do, because when I do that, you often have to wait quite long, so you might stand there for like 20 minutes, half an hour just defending, which oftentimes isn't as much fun as attacking. It's more fun if you have better base defense, but not in a Blizzard game. But yeah, here, let's just see how things go. Got Warpaint Ogres here, one more barracks. Always nice to have, and sure, one more here as well. Another wizard who decided it's time to just kind of walk around here and not actually attack targets from range, but that's fine. Another ogre here too. Because I have griffins, I might also need more trolls, but let's see about that.
Yeah, of course. Huh? Dabu. We're ready,
Yeah, everything's cool here. The gold mine's fairly well protected. You can go for the one in the north as well, but I don't like to do that because I need to take down the griffin base anyway. You can wait until those guys run out of resources, but they still had like 100,000 gold left by the time I was taking over that base. And consider that they only build griffins unless I think you destroy their structures or kill their workers, and they will train those as well. That still means that, like, for 10,000 they would get 4 dragons, so they can still build, or griffins, they could still build 40 griffins, which is still quite a few. But to be honest, it is actually viable to just sit in your base and wait until they run out of resources. Even though by that time, the good thing about the Dalrun base is they can't access any other base, because they will never blow up their own mounts. Yeah, it's not going to do that. But the Stormwind base, that one is actually, or the Athroth base, that one is actually going to go for the other gold mines, so that is something worth keeping in mind, because you have to secure that. Even if you sit back and wait for them to come for you, you still have to secure that. I've got the Eye of Kilrock here, which I could have sworn in the original the eye casts a lot more often, but here I barely ever see it, if at all. I think I saw it on some maps, but not particularly often. Okay, there we go. More catapults here, because you're always going to need catapults. Sooner or later. Another paladin. There we go. Thank you very much for dying. And you come all over here. One dragon here. Well, he'll still be useful here, even though I should probably catapult the situation here. There we go, another tower there. Boom. And you can probably punch that ballista to death. There we go. Slow rate of fire. Barely lost any health there, which is great because there's no way to regenerate you. And neutral. More annoying griffins. This time they're blue, but a griffin's still a griffin. At least with those guys you always have clarity, because they can't... Yeah, not a good angle to repair that from. You have clarity because they can only They only exist in one form, they can't be upgraded, so Griffin is as good as it will ever get once you see one. Unless it's Guy and whatever, like there's like a hero Griffin. It's like a dwarf and a Griffin combined hero unit. The one's of course boosted. But whatever. Okay, plenty of trolls here. Ogres are waddling over there, which I guess is nice. No, they have better eyesight now that they're ogre mages. That elf is just standing there, sure.
What? We're being attacked!
Okay, some more arrows here, thank you very much. I think the guy only got one attack off, which is really not that bad. And more ogres, because we're definitely gonna lose. The first attacks are definitely gonna result in all of them being killed. But that happens.
Of course. What is it? Of course.
Oh, it's the fire shield spell, that's not so great. But that is annoying to deal with once you have a group of units there, but I can also use it in my favor. Kill more guy that would also kill that swordsman, so I guess that's nice. Yeah, a lot more guys here than I thought. And of course, that combined with a slow spell is really bad, because then you have a harder time getting away from everyone. Well, that could have gone slightly better, because, whoa, that is a lot of paladins. Got my trolls here again, but this time I've got massive tower support, so that's good. Definitely good. This time the trolls win, except for that one troll. Definitely did not win. There we go.
Yes, of course. Yes, Master.
Okay. Things are shaping up. I still have plenty of ogres left here. Those catapults did not all die, which is great because they're very expensive and also very slow. So I really want to avoid all of those getting themselves killed. Some more troll victims here, but it's fine.
Right away. Yes, Master. What?
Here we are.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, healing, they only really got that one to a non-frustrating level with the expansion pack for WarCraft 3, because from the original WarCraft, humans could just heal. They had like the elven priests or mages or whatever, and also healer heroes, where we can still reach that, okay. But actually you knew that guy came from the east, so that was different. But then the Horde has the like the troll priest like healing areas, which I always found like slightly less convenient to say the least. And the undead, they regenerate on their unholy ground. Wait, do they, or is it do they go full Zerg? No, I'm not so sure, but anyway. Let's get rid of that tower here. There we go. And the night elves, they have the wells that only refill at nighttime, so with them work as healing structures, so I guess I can't use it on the fly. So only humans have healing that I personally find convenient, but it's not always. Then again, the faction are also kind of different in that way, so that's that. Also, I'm going to attack from that angle because that path is slightly less narrow, so that's nice.
Yes, Master. Of course.
Here we go.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master. Yes, Master. We're being attacked! What? Of course. Right away.
So,
Yes,
got one catapult protection troop here and one frontline protection troop. Evidently not good enough because that swordsman still was there, but whatever. Okay, time to assault the tower. Oh snap, griffins. Okay, that's not so cool, but that's what I brought the trolls for. Tower's already gone, very good. These guys definitely all going to die, but I might be able to take down some ballistas here and whatnot. And maybe the Griffin aviary, that would be useful too, because that would probably eliminate almost all attacks on my main base. Which would be great. Which would be great indeed. Get all the ogres in here. And you only have so much mana. And eventually you'll go down. And these guys are already dry, all of them. Okay, try to kill that tower, so you do something useful before you all get yourself destroyed. Some bloodlust here, even though I can't bother for the most part, but it's fine. So that's still cleared out a lot of guys. I think they're not quite gonna go back to the level they were at here before. So that's still good, I guess. So no more catapult here. Okay, you try to take down the ballista and then that's gonna be it. Once you slowed, that's fine. These elves here, I think they might actually be elf rangers at this point. I still have more of them than you have. Yeah, everybody's dead, but I think I can probably take down... Oh, there's way too many towers here, but well, you tried. You tried. Okay, more ogres. Zeppelin here as well. And that is all cool. Yeah, more lumber here. I only have 4,000 left, which sounds like a lot, but if you want to build a couple more structures, some more towers and whatnot, then it's maybe not that much. I'll leave the Zeppelin in the lake there for the time being. That's probably not entirely safe, but good enough for the time being. And more ogres, thank you. Get to that Dark Saga Saturn/PlayStation selection limit. Hey, more of you. But I still have a bunch of towers here, so they should be fine. Okay, another Griffin here, but thankfully I still have towers left there, even if not walls are left. I think they might just have rebuilt the Griffin area. They do that here. Because this AI is a bit more skirmish-like. I'm not sure it is actually the skirmish AI. It might just be the general land AI, which I think might just be the skirmish AI, because no, there's a sea and air AI as well. Which is what that other base had. But the... There's like a slow AI, or passive AI, and that's usually what they use for the base game campaigns. In any case, those guys are also done, but it's fine. I can just move on to the next gold mine. And since I had probably at least like 70,000 gold left there, the AI is probably gonna run out of workers here soon, because they may have fewer workers, so their gold's gonna last a little bit longer. But they still should run dry in the not too distant future.
Yes, of course. Yes, Master.
We're being attacked!
Bunch of workers here. That's good. Then I'm going to move to that other gold mine and then see. There, I secure those resources and also primarily secure them against the AI. One more paladin here, that's fine. There's only a finite amount of resources on this map here. Even though if you manage to run out of lumber, I question your strategy. And hey, another Griffin. So yeah, I think they definitely rebuilt the aviary, because otherwise they would not have Griffins at this point, I think. There we go. Canonize that elf. Yep, there we go. That is, and ooh, 15,000. That's not a whole lot of gold. They're definitely gonna run dry soon. That was a bit unfortunate with the ballista, but I can counter ballista that. Still gonna rebuild this because they might send all their guys in that area. Oh, there we go, too slow. I shot first. It's gonna be difficult to get my guys out of that base as well, but sure.
Your command, master.
The good thing is once you start killing the enemy gold miners, they're also gonna withdraw their lumber guys eventually, and then complete run of workers, and that's kind of your signal that the base is ripe for the taking, because the AI is also not going to leave that many guys in their base. You just leave the guys who are on the map, so eventually they're gonna run dry in their base, which is really what you want. The units that are out in the open, they don't matter that much. And there's a griffin here, so of course I was right to send the trolls. You always were morally correct if you decide to send trolls. Those guys all get stuck, well, whatever, let's see about that.
Yes, master. What? Of course.
There we go. Indeed, some workers here. That's fine. Just run away, please, because there's yet another griffin, and those are actually pretty good at killing workers. I just have to try it out. I do have a bunch of trolls here. So next, oh, still more guys here. Whatever.
Master? Yes, master.
Elf here as well. That's cool.
Yes, master.
Got enough ogres to sort this out. Let's see, you here. Get me another headquarters. That's about as close as it gets, and maybe a bunch of towers here, just to make sure we have some extra griffin protection here from sort of all sides. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and there's another elf, and you died. You troll. That's fine.
What?
More guys here.
Work complete.
And lots of catapults.
Work complete.
Arrow upgrade here, arrow upgrade there.
Complete.
What is it? Yes, master.
Okay, I think this is also reasonably safe.
Would you want me to? Would you want me to? You got me? Alright.
Quite alright. Tyron's still alive. Well, if he was not, would have lost this scenario anyway, so that's kind of clear. Scout a little bit more. And yeah, keep defense here intact, so just ascend, because there might also be a rush once I kill all the enemy structures. So even if the enemies are resources, it might still be good to keep them there, and you can help out here with this building. There we go. Very nice, thanks very much. More than 100,000 units of gold, that's pretty good. There's 30,000 left, so I could probably do the rest of the mission here with just that, but still nice to have extra resources, so I can pay less attention and waste more of my units. Okay, and there they come. Oh, just in time. Only like a minute or so after I finished that base. Can the WarCraft massacre here begin? Yeah. And all of them in a nice line. It's beautiful to see. It works in a lot of scenarios, but it wasn't really necessary until now, I'd say. Like in some scenarios, like the Thunderlord and Bone Chewer scenario, they actually managed to get some gold here. If you do it in that one, then there's a decent chance you have to wait like half an hour just kind of standing around until they actually run out of resources, and I would say that is entirely viable. Valid strategy, but it just takes so long, so it's not really particularly necessary. Also, those bases are not nearly as well defended as these ones here, and they don't have units that are as nasty. And they also don't have any dragons, because there's no dragons native to Draenor. I think... Hit me with whatever WoW lore you have if you want to. Hey, another worker here. They're still going to rebuild a couple of their... well, retrain a couple of their workers, because they probably have some money left, but now their base is going to be emptying, and they won't be able to rebuild everything that I destroy, or anything, really. So that's pretty good. So this battle is drawing to a close.
What? Right away.
Here we go. Yeah, still have a bunch of guys hanging out there, but that's not that tragic. Got a lot of catapults here.
What is it? Of course. Yes, Master.
You got me. Alright, okay. We're being attacked! Alright, you the boss.
Here we go.
You got me? Alright.
Very good. Another Griffin here, it's fine, you're soon gonna run dry. That thing did cost you 2,500 gold. You could have gotten 5 workers for that, who also would have gotten themselves killed, so... And probably while costing me fewer resources. So there's that, but it's all good. Over troop here, you're all pretty badly damaged, or most of you, not all of you. But then, hey, another one of you. Good amount of catapults. I might be able to destroy a farm in like one barrage. That is always good. There's even more of them. Yeah, 7, that's a pretty good amount.
Yes, Master. Of course. Right away.
Okay, one more peasant here.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, they definitely ran dry. They're just now training individual ones and then sending those ones after their gold mine. Which why it's always good to have like one gold mine left in this case here. That has some gold left in it. Even though, to be fair, if you don't, the enemy's still gonna run dry. It's just that. So you slowed me down here, whatever. Enemy's still gonna run dry. They're just gonna have their workers, I guess, cut lumber or so. And more sheep shenanigans here. That's fine though. Oh wow. Didn't think you had that much left, but I guess you can do a slow and a sheep. That's fine. I'm not sure, can you transform catapults, or does it not work because they're not organic and they don't have dialogue? Actually, I do when you train them, but not afterwards. After they just kind of make machine noises. Slow spell on the catapults, that's so frustrating. They're already so slow. Let's destroy the mage tower here because I don't want more mages, even though I probably don't have enough resources left for that. Sure, you attack me here, it's all cool. Neutral here. That actually did substantial damage to that mage. Ooh, oh, another one of these here left. Oh well, whatever. Well, I've got 3 trolls left, that should be enough, I think. I believe it will be enough. Let's get the ogres in there so they can distract that guy a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Did actually work. Punch that mage rope. Kinda like the mages just disappear. They don't even leave body behind, so you can't resurrect them. And another blacksmith here. Sure, you do that. Sure, why not? And there we go. Griffin here is gone. And another blacksmith. I really want the blacksmith back, yeah? Build that tower here to make the situation here a little bit safer. There is a lot of farms as well. And those catapults have no trouble killing that castle. There we go. And oh, that's actually a lumber mill, so no more blacksmith, but that's cool too. You can rebuild that, that's not gonna save you either. So that also kills the worker. I couldn't have actually told you that was the case. Let's kill the barracks, even though there's no reason to do that, but still. And boom, there we go. Okay, that's it for this base here. There's probably still some units scattered on this map here, but that's generally fine. I'm not too worried about those. Still shouldn't take too long. Oh, another paladin there. Let's be careful with that one. Eliminate all the towers so we can punch farms in peace. Yeah, they have a ton of towers around their church, so both cannon and arrow towers, so it's going to be difficult to destroy that church. So Tehran at one point is gonna be at a major risk.
Yes, master. Right away.
There we go. Boom. Here we are. Yeah, there's a church, a very Christian church. Well, I think later on they call it the temple, move away from that a little bit. But that's kind of the thing with a lot of these fantasy settings. When they're a bit more generic in the beginning, they end up being like fairly Christian in some ways.
Yes, master. Yes, of course.
And boom, no more church. Okay. Yeah, I think starving these guys here was the right choice. Even the ones that were so slow, even if I hadn't planned to do that. By the time I'd launched another attack, they probably would have been starving anyway, even if I hadn't taken that other gold mine. And it also would have slowed down the economy tremendously, because it didn't build an expansion. They just went for the gold mine directly, which is a lot slower than having the one directly in your base. There we go. Boom, you're gone too. Zeppelin, you can do some exploration.
What?
Yeah, there's at least one elf left here. You go after that.
We're being attacked!
Yep, that's the idea. You're supposed to be attacked. At least you can kill off this stuff here in one go. Already fairly convenient. There we go. Okay, all good.
Yes, master.
And then start exploring because there's a bunch of guys left on the map. Because I know that because those units didn't actually rush me
Right away.
when I destroyed the last structure. I'm not sure whether they're not supposed to,
Yes, master.
or whether
Of
that
course.
just didn't work for some reason.
Yes,
But
master.
we'll
of
see.
course. Of course. Yes, master.
Check the corner, I don't think there's anything left there, but you never know.
What is it? Yes, master. Right away.
Would you like it? Okay, you the boss. Would you like boss? Okay.
What? Of course.
Alright, some trolls here, you can do some exploration as well, since I have you here. And oh, bunch of guys here. I guess they tried reaching my base.
What? Right
I kind of
away.
failed to do so because they can't surmount those mountains. But sure.
We're ready, master. Yes, ready, master. Of course. Yes, master.
Yeah, just rush in. That's a few more pounds than I thought, so that's probably a bad idea, especially considering how injured these guys are. But they can at least take down the ballista, or can I? Yeah, ballista's down. Yeah, sure. They could have gone a little bit better. 3 OS left here, and now they're probably all dead, yes. But whatever. Gonna be fine. Oh really? No, he actually attacked me from here.
Yes,
That's...
master.
Wait a second. Was it another ballista? Never mind. Or did that other guy kill it? Probably. I don't really care. There we go, you go. Get yourself catapulted here. It's fine, I already have more guys go after you. And the catapults are not really good for scouting the map, so I may as well sacrifice them here. Because I don't really care otherwise. However, that's still not it.
Yes. What? Right away. What? Yes, master. Of course. We're ready, master. We're ready, master.
Would you like
Okay, then more troll scouting here, and surely... Yeah, I think there's some groups. I think was there a bunch of elves in the north. Well, we'll see about that too. I'll build more Zeppelins here just to kind of cover the entire map. And then at one point I'm gonna fight everything here. Yeah, I really wish these guys would have just rushed me when I destroy the last structure. It would have been a bit more convenient, which maybe the guys in the southwest actually tried to do that, but they just got stuck. But whatever, it's fine. Just some more scouting here. Ogres here, you spread out a little bit. Go the lakeside. Enjoy the view.
Yes, master. Right away. Right away.
Yeah, you check that corner here once more. Oh, there we go. It is a swordsman. Sure.
Of course.
Oh, please don't run away. I don't want to chase you again. Please don't.
Yes,
It's okay, I've got 5 ogres there. That should surely do it. Did do it, but that still wasn't it. There's still more units left.
Yes, master. Right away. Yes, master.
See.
Boss, alright, alright.
More Zeppelins. Everybody loves the good Zeppelin. And yep, halfway through that mine, or more even.
Right away. What? Of course. Yes.
Spread you out a little bit.
Of course. What is it? Of course. Of course.
Blues on occasion also kind of difficult to see. Red, at least for me, is the only color that's kind of like red and orange. They stand out quite a bit more. That's a bit better. White as well. Even though white's also closer to that very bright green. So, but what whatever. Also, no different map modes and stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be done in a couple of minutes. More sheep, possibly transformed. Maybe not. Who knows? Oh, there we go. 2 entire swordsmen. The real question is, can you
Yes.
destroy those?
What is it?
Let's go for the runes here, like the mine spell.
Of course.
There we go. Yeah. Can't cast that again, but that's fine.
Right away.
Boom!
Of
That actually
course.
killed you, look at that. Are you gonna survive this? Maybe, maybe not. You come over there.
Yes, master.
Oh, you actually did it. And there we go. Yeah, that wasn't really all that bad. Let's say once you've taken down the griffin base, I can still send griffins, but I don't send as many. Just go for starvation strategy. I think that's probably the best choice. Anyway, thanks for watching and take care.